What's going on, guys? I want to give you a coronavirus COVID-19 update. I know this is a diamond district and I'm a jeweler, but some of you might remember that I was on this from the beginning. And I personally thought it pretty interesting that I was laughed at when I used to say there's going to be shutdowns, that the virus is going to spread, it's going to transform, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. I was laughed at. A lot of ignorant people out there, but I was also a lot of people who appreciated that didn't have to stand in lines with the rest of the herd trying to get their supplies and so on and so forth. So for those people, I am making this video to give them the proper COVID-19 update. And for those who want to laugh and ha-ha and hee-hee and this and that, just move on with your day. I'm not here to insult you. I just want to get through this process. In this nation, up to this point, we have 320,814 lost lives and counting every day. That's a lot of people, of which one of my friends, Paulie Cutts, rest in peace, is one. He didn't have to die. A large portion of these people did not have to die, if any of them at all. But we have a lot of misinformation, a lot of fake news, a lot of money grubbing, a lot of behind the scenes dollars at play with big pharmaceuticals. That's unfortunately not fair to you. So one of the things that I want to communicate in this video is do your homework. This is a great website, World Odometer. It'll give you a perspective on what's going on around the world, water access, whatever. Here we have the coronavirus information. 17 million people infected with this virus or confirmed cases, 10 million recovered, 320,000 people perished. Some people just get it lightly, some people get a long haul, some people have, some memory loss or some fog in their mental state, that's some weird side effect, loss of taste. It's something that I prefer not to have at all. And luckily, so far, I haven't had an issue. I've been sticking with my KN95 mask, my vitamin D, said to be good. And this is, everybody who's had serious cases of COVID had vitamin D deficiency. Not on a lot of sunlight right now. I keep my vitamin D up. I don't want to be vitamin D deficient. I don't want a serious case. Whether that's a causation or a correlation or a false equivalency or what have you, vitamin D is not going to hurt me. I'd love to communicate that information to you. Why? Well, today we have 250,000 cases. Yesterday was 237,000 cases here in the United States. That's a lot of cases. And in fact, it's kind of at the top of the chart. And you have two sides, the shutdown side and the live free and die hard side, right? Neither one of which I want to experience. I don't want to live in a COVID infestation, and I don't want to shut down either. That's why I did my part to avoid this nightmare and communicate to people how to stock up, get a mask. We could have knocked this whole thing out early, but nobody cared to think about anything. They wanted to let it out of control to deal with it. You have a lot of conspiracy theories. You have a lot of thoughts on everything. That's up to you to decide. I'm here to deliver some very important piece of information to play my part in society. It's not just about jewelry and diamonds and gold and fill my pockets with money and all this other shit. It's about when I have a chance to put my foot down and tell you what's up, I will. We cannot afford another shutdown. We have a lot of currency printing. We have a lot of fraud in the government and fraud up and down, corruption up and down, from the left wing to the right wing. That's very nasty and very massive. You should be aware of that. Don't trust your TV. Definitely don't trust Fauci and these other people. This virus was a man-made virus that slipped out of the Wuhan laboratory. The reason why I say that is because the sequence of the RNA on this virus has pieces that couldn't have been possibly put together other than by man, right? If you found an apple with grapes inside of it, right, you wouldn't think that that just came out of an apple tree. You'd think that something was spliced together. That's really what the RNA sequence says. No one else wants to tell you that or what the origins of this nightmare are. I'll tell you, I'll let you know. The bottom line is we want out, right? We want out of this nightmare. I want out of this. I want to have a speakeasy here at Trax NYC. I want to have my events. I want to play video games inside. I want to go to a restaurant. And I want you to enjoy that too. And I want to communicate the information on how to get out. And sadly, it either has to be through the vaccine or likely through the vaccine. And I know that the vaccine right now is looking a little bit uncomfortable. Some people have side effects, some people don't. I mean, we're going to have to go through that process. But if we all take the vaccine, by summertime, we could be almost out of this mess. The most dangerous thing that I want to communicate to you is if we don't do this properly, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, we could be right back where we started. That's what I don't want to happen, because our economy will not be able to survive that. The rich are getting richer, and I'll tell you why. It's not because I'm a left-winger or a right-winger. It's because vast amounts of capital is printed. People barely hanging on are spending it. It flows to the top. It flows into their assets. They have more leverage over your life, and you're sinking deeper and deeper with someone else on top of you. There's a lot more to say about that, but you could do better for your own life if you're armed with the proper information. I know that for a fact. I'm going to give all the information, just like when you're making a jewelry purchase, and knowing about gold and about diamonds gives you the proper leverage so you can get what you want. I don't want to rip you off. I want you to get what you want. I want you to be happy. I don't want you to walk out the door and then somewhere and find out this and that. And everything in society should be that way. But you have to be armed with information. Lab-made virus, vitamin D, masks, vaccine, Fauci, Pfizer, and all these other games are at play all around you. Arm yourself with information. We gotta, whether you're taking the vaccine or not, if you're thinking whether I'm taking the vaccine, I'm not sure. I'll see. I'll see how it plays out. I prefer to stick to my vitamin D and my mask and my filters. I've been good so far, and I don't want to do any of this other stuff. But if I have to, I will. And that's my little message to you. We could get out of this if we vaccinate or whatever. Worst case scenario, though, if the virus mutates and vaccines don't work, and then it comes back, and we have this darkness before the dawn situation with the virus going up, it's going to be nasty. But my basic message is there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but it's only going to happen if we really step up as people to a higher plane. No more this ignorance. I'd rather sit here. I could tell you to shop on traxnewseditor.com for the holiday season today, or I could tell you about COVID-19. But I'm going to step up and tell you what I really need to tell you. And that's that on my end. I hope you participate in that. I hope you stay safe. And, one last thing, these cloth masks that they wear. I like to wear my KN95. That's how I've stayed virus-free so far. I've been all over the place. I've traveled. I did everything. Seems to be working for me. That's a piece of advice I like to tell you. I don't know what Fauci's telling you, face coverings or whatever the hell he's talking about. This KN95 seems to be sufficient for me, for my personal experiences. Vitamin D is a definite help for you and your family. We got to get our economy open. We got to get to the bottom of why this happened to us. And we have to stick with the facts and not be an ignorant society that gets swept out to sea by a piece of shit virus from somewhere out there in some hellscape somewhere.